Welcome to Case Law Videos. Today we are going to discuss about a recent Delhi High Court judgment on execution proceedings. This judgment was pronounced on August 5, 2020 by Justice J.R. Midha. In execution proceeding, the executing court has to ascertain the assets and income of the judgment debtor to determine whether the judgment debtor has the means to satisfy the money decree. In many developed countries, the law prescribes a comprehensive format of affidavit of assets, income, expenditure and liabilities to be filed by the judgment debtor at the very threshold of execution proceedings to ascertain the financial means of judgment debtor. However, Form 16A of Appendix A under Order 21 Rule 41 Clause 2 of the Code of Civil Procedure is not exhaustive to ascertain all the assets, income, expenditure and liabilities of the judgment debtor. This court, after considering the best international practices with respect to mandatory filing of an affidavit of assets, income, expenditure and liabilities by the judgment debtor, formulated the formats of affidavits to be filed by the judgment debtor at the very threshold of the execution proceedings. This court also laid down the guidelines for expeditious hearing and disposal of execution cases. This court sought the response and suggestions of the courts below as well as the Delhi High Court Bar Association on the working of the aforesaid guidelines. Delays and difficulties in execution of decrees, awards erode public confidence and trust in the justice delivery system. Execution jurisdiction deserves special attention and expeditious disposal considering that the decree holders have already succeeded in the litigation and hold a decree, award in their favor. In Sityavati vs. Rajendra Singh, the Supreme Court quoted the Privy Council's judgment of 1872 that the difficulties of a litigant in India begin when he has obtained a decree, and observed that the position has not improved and the decree holders still face the same problems. The Supreme Court further observed that if there is an unreasonable delay in execution of a decree, the decree holder would be unable to enjoy the fruits of his success and the entire effort of successful litigant would be in vain. Order 21 of the Code of Civil Procedure lays down the procedure for the execution of the decree. Order 21 Rule 1b of the Code of Civil Procedure enables the judgment debtor to directly pay the decretal amount to the decree holder. Order 21 Rule 1a of the Code of Civil Procedure gives an option to the judgment debtor to deposit the decretal award amount with the executing court and give the notice of deposit to the decree holder under Order 21 Rule 1-2 of the Code of Civil Procedure. Thus, in an ideal situation, the judgment debtor is supposed to satisfy the decree award without waiting for the institution of an execution case. For example, after the awards are passed by motor accident claims tribunals in motor accident claims, the insurance companies voluntarily deposit the award amounts with the claims tribunal. If the judgment debtor does not voluntarily satisfy the decree award, the decree holder is compelled to initiate the execution proceedings. If the decree holder is aware of the assets of the judgment debtor, the executing court attaches the assets at the very threshold of the execution proceedings. The executing court thereafter initiates proceedings for sale of the attached assets of the judgment debtor. If the decree holder is not aware of the complete assets and income of the judgment debtor, the executing court directs the judgment debtor to disclose his assets in Form 16A of Appendix A under Order 21 Rule 41-2 of the Code of Civil Procedure. Form 16A of Appendix A under Order 21 Rule 41-2 of the Code of Civil Procedure is not exhaustive to ascertain all the assets and income of the judgment debtor. As a result, the execution proceedings keep on lingering at the mercy of the judgment debtor. In many countries, namely United Kingdom, USA, Canada, Australia, Singapore, Ireland, New Zealand and South Africa, the law prescribes a mandatory comprehensive format of assets, income, expenditure and liabilities to be filed by the judgment debtor. This court is satisfied that there is an urgent need to formulate a detailed format of affidavit of assets and income to be filed by the judgment debtor at the very threshold of the execution proceedings to curb the delay and expedite the disposal of execution proceedings. Justice is the ideal to be achieved by law. Justice is the goal of law, the bench said. Section 151 of the Code of Civil Procedure empowers this court to make such orders as may be necessary to secure ends of justice or to prevent the abuse of process of the court in exercise of its inherent powers. The power under Section 151 of the Code of Civil Procedure is extraordinary in its nature and is to be exercised to do real and substantial justice, for which the courts exist. Article 227 of the Constitution confers on this court the power of superintendence over the subordinate courts. The paramount consideration behind vesting such wide power of superintendence in this court is to keep the path of justice clear of obstructions which would impede it. It is the salutary duty of this court to prevent the abuse of the process, miscarriage of justice, and to correct the irregularities in the judicial process. In exercise of powers under Sections 30 and 151 and Order 21 Rule 41 of the Code of Civil Procedure read with Sections 106 and 165 of the Indian Evidence Act and Article 227 of the Constitution of India, this court has formulated the formats of affidavit of assets, income, expenditure and liabilities to be mandatorily filed by the judgment debtor in execution cases. The modified format of affidavit of assets and income of the judgment debtor is Annexure A1. The modified format of affidavit of assets and income of a proprietorship firm, partnership firm, Hindu undivided family, company, trust as a judgment debtor is Annexure B1. The modified format of the affidavit of expenditure of the judgment debtor is Annexure C1. The aforesaid three affidavits, namely Annexures A1, B1 and C1, are very comprehensive and they give a complete overview of the entire assets, income, expenditure and liabilities as well as standard of living of the judgment debtor. Subscribe this channel and press bell icon for more case law videos.